Welcome to Calculus. Whatever confidence you have will be tested. But don't worry, Stevenson has tools to help you. On this episode, Stevenson will demonstrate how do we write derivatives? Well, depends on your context, to be honest. There's advantages and disadvantages to a lot of different these forms. There's many ways to denote the derivative of a function just besides f prime. So let's go through these. This is y prime. This is how it's read, y prime. So it's really helpful when you're dealing with just simple functions, but it's kind of difficult because it doesn't tell you what the independent variable is. And if you have multiple functions and they're all y's, it can be really difficult to keep them apart. This is read as dy dx, or in other words, the derivative of y with respect to x. So what's helpful for this is you see this d here on both of them. That means the d is used for the word derivative. So means you're taking the derivative of your y function, and the d in the bottom tells you with respect to what variable. This will matter when we get into implicit differentiation. Next you have df dx. So this is kind of like your f prime, like let's say your function has a name, fg. So this would be the derivative of f with respect to x. So the value here, or the benefit here, is it's telling you the function that you're differentiating directly, which is very helpful if you have multiple functions you're looking at. This now looks probably the hardest, but what this means here is you're taking the derivative of f of x at x. So this d dx right here of f, think of this as like an operator. So it's telling you to do something to the function of f. So d dx means take the derivative of your f of x function. So this is helpful because it supports the idea that differentiation is an operation, right? Just like an operation in math would be adding and subtracting or multiplying. Differentiating is an operation you do to the function itself. Now you may be wondering, why do we have all these different ways? Well, the prime notations like y prime and f prime come from notations that Newton used for derivatives, and the d dx notations are similar to those used by Leibniz. So each has its advantages and disadvantages. Remember, Newton and Leibniz are both credited for creating calculus at different times. So because they created it, they get to kind of create their own notation. And so we use predominantly Leibniz's notation. Newton's notations in some cases tend to be a little more clunky and not as user-friendly, but we do tend to also go back and forth. But these are the various notations. Make sure you're familiar with them and how to read them.